Tenille Townes has always loved trains, and what's more, she's always loved being in motion. It was only a matter of time before the Somebody's Daughter singer, 29, who hails from Alberta, Canada, climbed aboard one of the locomotives to mash together her two greatest joys, moving and music. The result? A 5-track record full of songs, aptly titled Train Track Worktapes, out Friday. I think it was day 3 that I sat down and wrote the very first song, Home to Me. We played the first show, and I just saw all these people gathered around in freezing cold weather, bringing donations for their local food bank. And just having that front row seat to witness the generosity and resilience of the human spirit, it was so inspiring to me, and I couldn't help but write about it, Townes tells People exclusively. The charity train tour, which covered 3,000 miles across southern Canada with 65 shows over 15 days, kept Townes and her band busy, but that didn't stop her from forging on with the relentless idea she had for the side project. Honestly, my voice really struggled to keep up with the tour because we were doing sometimes up to 6 or 7 shows a day, she explains. And so it probably wasn't the smartest thing for me to be spending time writing and recording songs on top of trying to make it through all the shows. Still, Townes details the inevitable pull she felt, stating, "I couldn't help it. I just felt so inspired, I had to write about it." Nowadays, Townes is based in Nashville, Tennessee, which is just a short 45-hour drive away from Grande Prairie, Alberta, Canada, where she grew up. The concept of home, which has always fascinated Townes, holds a big thematic role on Train Track Worktapes. Motion is my favorite thing. I love being on the road. I would be out every day if I could. It's my favorite high. And so this train tour was my ultimate paradise, Townes says. But I think the human condition is to always be searching for home. And the more that I think about it and the more that I just experience this really crazy and wonderful journey of being able to travel to all these different places to play music, home to me is so much more of a feeling than a place. For Townes, that feeling of home takes many different forms, including spending time singing the same song with an audience on one side of the world, as well as sitting at any town's little local coffee shop, or even getting to have a conversation with a new friend that she meets at an airport gate. Those kinds of moments where you feel at home in yourself are because you're comforted by the experiences that you're surrounded by. It's like your spirit knows you're right where you should be. And that's my favorite thing about music in general. It kind of brings you this feeling of home, she says. Music is a bit of a traveler. In fact, Townes credits one of her greatest musical influences for helping her conceptualize that notion. One of my favorite examples to think of is hearing Dolly Parton sing about Tennessee mountain home. And it's like everything she's singing and the way the melody feels like, she could be talking about my home in northern Alberta in Canada and the way that it felt growing up there. And it would seem that as much as Townes loves the road loves her right back. She's currently preparing to head out on tour this summer with none other than Shania Twain, an experience that she calls the definition of full circle. "I was a huge diehard Shania Twain fan, she's my ultimate hero. And I made a sign that said, 'Shania, can I please sing with you?' and got tickets as a gift to go to her concert and had my mom glue gun me a costume to look like her Miami concert DVD I'd watched a million times," Townes explains. "I held the sign and was just singing my whole soul out to every song in her show. And 3/4 of the way through the show, she came around and reached out her hand and pulled me up on stage as a 9.